Bombing the Hydra, is it good? Is it bad? Let's get it. What up team, it's your boy MurderInc here, back with another Shadow Legends video, talking about Hydra. This Hydra is from the test server here, so all of the Inquisitor Shamael hotfixes are currently live in this test server, but we're testing bombs here. I only mentioned Inquisitor Shamael because he's not working as effectively as before, but I am still using him in this team, so this is kind of two birds, one stone here. You can see the, I guess, nerfed version of Inquisitor Shamael and bomb champion. So I'm paused here for a reason. I want to show you. Let's talk about War Mother. Why would I use War Mother? Because she scales with bosses, dealing 100% more damage to bosses here. Now, unfortunately, the team I have paused behind us here does not have War Mother because of this screenshot right here. So what I did was, I thought I paused it, I stepped away from the screen and I left it on auto. Auto was not good for what I was trying to do, so the team just wiped. And unfortunately, I'm not able to replicate this exact team. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how can bombs be good? War Mother only did 3.6 million damage to Royal Guards, 5.4 million damage. Enemy max health champions are very strong. However, note really quickly where I have Royal Guard. He's the leader spot. What do we know about Inquisitor Shamael? He boosts the turn meter of the leader. So Royal Guard is getting the most turns by far on this team. Lady Kimi is turn meter boosting Royal Guard. Prince Kaimar is resetting the cooldown. War Mother takes a bit of setup, as we all know here. Also, I figured out Duchess is not the ideal champion to run with this team in general. And if you have Inquisitor Shamael, I would never pair Duchess with, because what does her Perfect Veil do? Makes Inquisitor Shamael's passive turn off, which is not good. Less turns for everybody, counterattacking specifically the leader here. But this is what I want to show you really quick. Inquisitor Shamael for this video was built with Giant Slayer and full damage. He already did a ton of damage as it is, so he did 2.7 million. That's still around a million damage less than a bomb champion that required setup from Duchess here. So this is important. Why do I keep saying setup? You need increased attack on the champion, 1 to increase the bomb damage, but 2 to make sure War Mother's A3 instantly activates the bombs. This can be tricky with the Head of Decay all the way to the left, that red head, because he's constantly clearing debuffs, so you have to make sure you time it all well. I did not use bombs on cooldown, which is why the damage is so impressive with War Mother. So I'm pretty much covered all of this as far as this key goes. I'm assuming this key would do a little bit over 20 million damage if I paused it like I thought it did and didn't just leave it on auto. But with that being said here, let's go back to the run on my screen and let's talk about what we're doing here. So let's hit continue, and I'm using Lord Shazar as the bomber. He's not going to be as good as War Mother. I'm curious to see how the damage is. We're using Deacon as leader. We're using Seer, who in my opinion is probably going to be the strongest enemy max HP champion you can use for quite obvious reasons. 1, she strips buffs. 2, she's void, so she's not weak hitting anybody. And in 3, what is 3? She has an extra turn on her A1 ability. And of course, what does extra turn mean? Lowering the cooldown of her karma burn. So she remains to be a fantastic champion, busted in PvE as it is. And now we have a use for her in Hydra. One note that is a downside, which should be because she's so strong, she takes more gear. You have to gear her with accuracy, crit damage, defense down, weaken should be on the boss. I'm not currently running a weaken, nor am I running accuracy, I'm pretty sure, on Seer. Is that right? I think that's right. Okay, so I'm not running accuracy, so we have no weaken here. Unlucky. I'm not running a ton of buffs here, so our damage is going to look a bit underwhelming. But I did not want to steal the spotlight from Lord Shazar. The reason why he's probably the second best poisoner, and by poisoner, of course, I mean bomber, is because he reduces the cooldown based on crits from his A3. It's a 5-turn cooldown, but we get this extra turn here, which is nice. So we're using this. It has 1 turn duration. If they don't for some reason go off in time, he can use his A3 ability again. Also, his A1 slaps. Cannot stress this enough. I use this guy for many world record clan boss runs, way before the Infinity, all of that good stuff. And his A1, if you built him in full damage and completely ignored the bombs, he does like, on a decapitated head, 350,000 per hit, not including Giant Slayer. That's big damage. 3, 6, 9. That's 1.05 million damage on an A1 ability, not including Giant Slayer. So that plus the bombs, and he's not that hard to build. Yes, you do need crit rate, but you don't need crit damage if you're not that stressed. The A1's kind of an added benefit. With counterattack would be very strong, but you have to worry about the guy on the right stealing it. So let's go ahead and use this bomb debuff here. We ignited a few of the bombs. This is all fine here. And of course, I don't think I explained, so I have got Seeker Aniri here, because as we found out, Duchess, no good. We don't want Duchess at all. So now we get to see Karma Burn without any buffs up. So this is, well, I guess we're going to strip the, I don't know if this decrease or increase attack is going to get stripped, but the block buffs or block debuffs on Lord Shazar is going to get stripped for sure. Let's look at the damage, 130,000, 80, 60, so nothing crazy. Oh, we did have ally protection, but it's definitely lower the damage for sure. So we're going to cycle back through here. The damage isn't impressive as of right now, and I was not expecting more damage, I guess, compared to War Mother, because War Mother scales quite literally with bosses as opposed to Lord Shazar, who does not. He just has that hard-hitting A1, which I didn't build him for here, but as we can see, there's no chain cycling of the counterattack deterrence masteries as intended by Plarium here, so we're going to do the best we can here, try to get as many turns as possible. Okay, so Shamael got eaten. This isn't the best scenario for this team right now because many things. Every time we hit the Torment Head, we will now get True Feared, which is no good. And we're not going to be gaining any turn meters, so we pretty much have to nuke down. We do still have a revive, which is the good news here, and thankfully the Mischief Head did not eat anybody here. I'm going to have to fear this guy. It is what it is. Knew you well. Okay, he's got the True Fear here. He's getting weak hits. Thankfully, he's trying to get the defense down here so Shazar can pump a little bit of damage. Okay, of course it gets stripped because I'm not watching. We do have Revive on Death coming up here, which is very strong. Extra turn would be lovely. We did not get the extra turn. So we need to attempt to keep Lord Shazar alive so we can break through this shield, get Shamael back so all things are, you know, good. Let's use this. Please no True Fear. Okay, so we got lucky. It seems like True Fear is a 100% chance unless you use it. Am I wrong? I mean, what do you guys think? That's just what I experienced. Let's get rid of the crit rate because, okay, he got feared. Typical defense down would be nice. Increased crit rate is not good at all. So let's use Karma Burn here. We did not enough damage. Let's go for this. We're not going to get cleansed anytime soon. Once these detonate, we should be in the clear as far as getting these debuffs, but the True Fear is ramping up right now. If we get too unlucky, this is going to be a wipe. Let's pray for no True Fear again. Okay, unfortunately, we got it here. We do have a counterattack. This is nice. Extra turn, though. Someone should die. Okay, just to provoke. Not bad. Okay, someone did die as I had expected here. So let's go ahead. A1. Didn't get it. Reset cooldown. Way too risky. And of course, the one time I do that, it ends up being fine nonetheless. So this is one of the kind of issues with a team like this. Besides the fact that I'm literally about to get wiped here. Once Shamael gets eaten, this team has no backup plan. Of course, you can say, what about, what's her name? Seer. Yes, Seer is good, but like I said, she's not doing a ton of damage here. We can't even break the shield. And then we do have Suffering. Suffering isn't good for many reasons as well, because he's the tankiest, has crazy defense here. I don't even think that was worth it. I'm pretty sure I just wipe here. So let me do a free regroup, and let me try, since I'm already running Kaimar, one thing I can do is I can use a Royal Guard instead. If you don't have a Kaimar, most people probably won't have a Kaimar, you're going to want to use someone like a Husk first. Then, if you have crazy gear, use someone like, what's his face, Calvalix. He's fantastic. You do need poisons, that's why I say crazy gear. So it's kind of like, what's his name, Seer, her name rather. But this guy isn't the worst, okay? He's not the worst. He is going to weak hit some of the important targets. That's the only reason why I don't value him as good as the others. But when all is said and done, I don't think it's the worst thing to run a Royal Guard. If you do want to min-max though, Royal Guard's probably going to be the key in that. So let's go ahead, just give him some random gear here. We don't actually, maybe this is good. We'll make him a target for buff stealing, because I don't really care about too much as far as buff stealing goes. Let's filter this. Let's look for, I believe we want as much speed as we can muster on this guy. Let's try to replace it from the old Royal Guard. But basically, as you kind of saw if you were paying attention, I probably shouldn't have paused it so far into it because you weren't really able to see me not playing catch-up. Playing catch-up's, of course, suboptimal in every sense of the word. So now we are just looking to build out this Royal Guard as quickly as possible. And once I have him built, we will come back to the video. Alright team, we are all set. Royal Guard is built pretty fast, way faster than he needs to be. 276 crit damage, which is good. Now let's head over to Royal Guard. Hopefully I didn't gear the one that was already locked. What a disaster that would be. Let's just triple check here. Perfect, 243. Okay, so this is all set. Let's start a run again so you can see kind of the setup of this, how much damage. We'll actually look at the damage we are going to get from these champions here. Okay, defense down on everybody. Perfect, getting some counterattacks in early. Not going to reset cooldowns, obviously, because nothing has been used yet. We're just hitting this Torment Head. We want as much damage as possible, and I believe the first thing this guy uses is... it should be just removing one debuff, which means it's going to be worth it to use bombs early. I'm not going to wait 2 turns. It's just going to be a disaster. If I was smart, I also wouldn't have Godseeker Neri where she is, because when Deacon gets eaten, I want the turn meter fill going to a DPS, so that was my mistake for sure. Let's use this takedown here. Pretty big damage, 1,000,000. That's nice. Did about 200,000 change, 250, 260, 270,000 damage, which is good on each head. Ooh, extra turn proc, very nice. I mean refresh, even better. Boosting the turn meter here. So now we're gonna do this. I'm hoping I'm right and not every single debuff is gonna get cleansed. I don't believe that's how it works. Okay, so bombs went off there. Oh, he did do this, which is interesting because the speed tune I made for Inquisitor Shamael, he didn't do that. So I'm figuring new things out all the time. We did get one set of bombs off. Not the worst thing that can happen. I do have to wait one more turn now. Let's just reset the cooldowns. You never want to hold on to Kaimar's refresh, regardless of what it may mean for your team. As far as heals go, we could, let's just AoE because it's an AoE, get some heals going since we're taking a little bit of damage here. Don't have defense down, can't use it. Sorry, Royal Guard. Decrease speed, kind of lucky, kind of lucky. Let's go ahead, boost the turn meter, use this. Try to get any counterattacks that we can. Looks like we got none. We did get an extra turn from Shamael, which is nice. You know what, let's just nuke this since defense down isn't on the target. Pain Link, not a good sign. And a taunt on our damage dealer. Okay, so the worst thing that could have happened. So block debuffs are up. We cannot use bombs. Unlucky. I really did want to show. Although he's going to use his cleanse here, so this is going to be good. What we need to do is we need to strip as much as we can when Kaimar does get a turn here using that A2 ability. And pray for no weak hit on this left head here. That is the only downside to using a Prince Kaimar over someone. Okay, this is perfect. Now we have 3 turns of freedom. Okay, we got lucky. We removed it from everybody. Prince Kaimar, one of the strongest in the games, no doubt. Double turn meter boost. Not going to pass up that opportunity ever. Defense down on everybody. And I'm going to burn through, I should at least burn through this on Shazar, which is good. See, unfortunately, if he wasn't taunted, I would have a much better shot at breaking the shield here. So this guy doesn't get a turn, but it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. Now, we just keep A1ing the Torment here. We did get a counterattack. And unfortunately, Royal Guard, sad times. Maybe we can try to boost the turn meter as much as possible, cycling him right on back through as quickly as possible here. If we can get a little bit more turn meter, okay, not going to happen. 15% chance to crit. The fact that you guys of course only see the half run I just did and then this run, but I've been getting crit over and over again by these guys. And what kind of odds are that? Like, ridiculous odds. Anyways, what we need now is, okay, Revive on Death happened, lowered the turn meter even more. This is just not Royal Guard's day. He is struggle bus to the max here. So once again, we're boosting. We're doing our best, getting defense down on everybody. Still have 2 turns left, which is the window is narrowly closing. Turn meter gets stolen. You love to see it and you hate to see it. Please do not kill anybody. I beg you, if this guy gets a turn. This all could have been avoided if Royal Guard got a turn, but we cannot have nice things. It's just not meant to be. Hopefully their turn meter is higher. Perfect. We use this, we get the stun, 3 million damage. Lord Shazar is dead. Let's revive him. Let's boost the turn meter as much as we can. Defense down on everybody. Still have 2 turns here, so pretty decent so far. Didn't get defense down on the Torment Head. Not the worst thing. That's probably the preferable way we would want this to go either way. Let's use this A3 here. Who's marked? Inquisitor Shamael, 10 turns left. Nothing crazy there. Do we reset cooldown? I cannot risk... Yeah, I have to. I can't risk anything happening here. Increase the turn meter. Let's do a little bit of this. So this is the one issue with bomb champions you're going to find out very quickly. As good as they can be for this, especially with Shazar, he's going to burn through this. So let's take a look at how much damage we're going to end up doing here. Okay, 1 turn left. This is not good at all, because that means the cleanse is going to happen. Unless the other heads get a turn. 1, 2, okay, so all 3 of the heads are going to have the bombs time out here. I am curious to see, let's put this in 1x speed, how much damage they will take. So I'm going to watch closely. Let's go ahead and just use this A1. A little bit of turn meter boost. Okay, so 32,000, so that's 64,000 on the left head here. Let's go ahead and strip that. Probably shouldn't have done that if Pain Link's coming, but it's fine. Let's see how much we do against the head. The thing about bombs and why they're in theory really good is because it ignores all defense, and my gear's pretty decent on Lord Shazar. If you're curious, War Mother's bombs deal 87,000 damage per. It's a lot of damage. So 87,000 damage per bomb per head, which is significant. So 32,000 once again on the left head here. So basically, you guys can see my point here. This team is going to survive for a while because we have everything we need here. Unless we get unlucky like we've kind of seen already. This hasn't been the most ideal run by any means here. We want to keep the Torment Head not dead first. Ideally, we want Mischief to die. That would be the ideal scenario here. But we've had pretty bad RNG overall with Royal Guard. We got Revive on Death there. This is why Godseeker is very strong as well here. So all in all, you can't also use a champion like Astralith. I know a lot of people have talked about her, said murder, try Astralith, she's crazy. Yes and no, she's a single target bomber. She ignores defense like the rest. You don't need accuracy on her, which is in fact the good news, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Going to be completely honest with you. Unless someone can find a way to spread bombs from Astralith onto other champions with a spread champion, very possible. I'm not going to rule it out completely, but I don't know. It is what it is. I don't think, unless you have War Mother has proven to be very strong DPS in the grand scheme of things. I don't think, I mean, you guys saw the screenshot of how she was doing with a Royal Guard as the leader position, which I've already stressed how important the leader position is for a team like this. So let's hope we can start putting up some mean damage here. We're getting decently lucky on the mischief steals, which is nice. We're not running a lot of buffs. This is kind of the key here. The more buffs you run, the more it can get stolen, the more active you have to be with someone like a Prince Kaimar. This way, it's not as bad. I think we are going to have a pretty big damage window coming up. Outside of this, it's only going to remove from one of the heads, and of course, Royal Guard's cooldown isn't up until now, so maybe not as big as I was intending. Not the worst thing though. Ooh, I should not have done that. Okay, the lowest head is Mischief, I believe, in the grand scheme of things, so the bombs will still work on this guy. It's going to be risky. There's no way around it. Going to be risky to break this guy out in time. We have pretty much one turn to make it happen. And of course, we get a counterattack. He true fears himself, which means I have to get... Oh, okay, so that was a really good cleanse after everything. Boosting the turn meter. This is all good. Defense down. This is what it comes down to right here. Do you guys believe? Are you believers? Pray with me. That's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. So this can be... I mean, we can reset here. This is why we can't have nice things. Okay, typical. Lord Shazar feels like... That's just the way it goes. Could have been so good. It could have been so good. So we did... break... No, we didn't break him out. It looked like we broke him out for some reason. I don't really know why. Let's go ahead A1 here. Yeah, so this is not looking good. I doubt we can burn through this amount of HP. Big doubt. We're going to get defense down up, which is good. But like I said already, that takedown was going to be the key to making this all happen. And debuffs are cleared. Once again, counterattacking. This is the only, I guess, bad part about deterrence. If we do in fact have someone like, I mean, we did reset the cooldowns. Maybe there's hope. We have 2 turns left. This is what I'm talking about. Literally 100% crit rate. I'm going with it. I'm convinced 1000% this is the way it works. So we got all this going on. Counterattack once again, which is going to be the end of this team here. So bad RNG can't be helped, unfortunately. But ideally, if you want to set up a team like this, you can use bombs. Like I kind of showed you in this screenshot here, I'll bring it up again. The fact that Warm Weather is so close to Royal Guard with this current situation, you're not going to be able to bring a champion that does raw damage that's going to outdamage Warm Weather in the grand scheme of things. I know people have had these meme builds with Trundas doing insane damage. This is brutal. This is not normal. You can try to use your Trunda on brutal. You're going to find out very quickly that after turn 1, she's just going to die. So whatever she did before then is fine. Whatever you think she's going to do after then, it's not going to happen. This is a consistent team you can use. Of course, you don't need Duchess, Lady Kimi, Prince Kaimar. These are all extra champions. Brogni would be fantastic, but the point of this video is bombs work. If you have to, Lord Shazar is going to be the best damage dealer. I know I've seen people doing 1 million damage or 2 million damage overall on these keys because they're really struggling. If you don't have Inquisitor Shamael, the new fusion is going to help you with the bomb champion, or you can kind of just wing it and pray for true fear RNG. Bombs are still going to do more. Like I said, it's kind of a lot of damage per head if the bombs do get off. So that is the good news for a team like this. As always, guys, that's going to conclude this video. Let me know what you think here. I can do more testing. I can kind of fine-tune a team like this for everybody. Figure out the best ways and the best champions to put around these guys. This is kind of just a first concept take because I wanted to see how much bombs can in fact do on the higher difficulties, which proved to be pretty successful. It's going to seem underwhelming to everybody watching this because we're one king nightmare now, cheesing Shamael. It's not going to be the case, of course. In 2 days on the 21st, it's not going to be the case. So things are going to change a lot. I think bomb champions are going to be viable after, or not even after, with enemy max health champions. Granted, you have the right ones. We have to do 3 keys, so we can't keep using champions. So ideally, if you have bomb champions, keep them in mind. Try to work them into at least one of the 3 of your keys, and you're going to do more damage than average, because not many champions for raw damage that I can think of, unless you build them a glass cannon and have them get 1 turn, can come even close to a bomb champion that you build tanky with attack and accuracy. So that's going to conclude this. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button with the thumbs up. Click on the notification bell so you're uploaded and notified when I post my next video, and I will see you all in the next video.